Hello, my name is Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga has been through a lot to get to where she is now.
Lady Gaga.
Dropping out of college to pursue her singing dream, she at first had some stumbles, including being initially signed on to Def Jam Records, then being dropped after 3 months. But she continued to strive for success and stayed in the industry, writing songs for acts like Britney Spears and Fergie. Eventually, she managed to secure a record deal with Interscope, and by 2008, her debut album, The Fame, was released. And to call it a success is an understatement. #1 album in numerous countries, 4 top 10 singles, 2 of which went #1, receiving 5 Grammy nominations, including Album of the Year. And with it being re-released as The Fame Monster a year later, received more commercial and critical success, with it being the best-selling album of 2009.
Sorry, I cannot hear you, I'm kinda busy.
More importantly, it left an impact that absolutely laid the groundwork for popular music in the 2010s. She continued on with her success to the next decade, with her sophomore album Born This Way performing just as well, and has since been lauded for its themes that were very influential to future hitmakers. With the release of these albums came music videos that were the talks of the town. They were provocative.
This beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on a disco stick.
They were controversial. And they were perfect for her. With high production value and well-executed choreography, along with extremely risky imagery at times, a couple of her music videos became instant classics. And of course, they were seen as having influenced music videos to come in the next decade.
Lady Gaga, Bad Romance.
One of her videos for her song Bad Romance swept the floor at the 2010 MTV Video Music Awards, winning 7 awards for that video alone. And with one more win for her other video, Telephone, she won the most awards that night out of a possible 13.
Lady Gaga.
And her acceptance speech for Video of the Year was done in the best way possible, by pissing off PETA.
I never thought I'd be asking Cher to hold my meat purse.
I bring all this up before talking about the video subject proper to point out how much of a high point she was at before 2013. Because by that year, this was a time where Gaga really could have lost it all. All because of one music video. It is once again music video time, and today's subject is on a video that has never been seen in its entirety.
Do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body.
For rather disturbing reasons that we'll get into. We are talking about the lost Lady Gaga music video to Do What You Want.
And there we are, high above Times Square right now as Lady Gaga about to pull in. There she is.
2013 was the year Lady Gaga released her third album, Artpop. To hype up the album, 2 singles were released prior to Artpop's November release. The lead single was Applause, released on August 13th. First, a lyric video debuted for the song, which included footage of a drag show from the Los Angeles drag nightclub Mickey's.
Greetings to Gaga!
Welcome back.
Thank
you look
you.
fantastic. You look lovely.
On August 19th, its official music video premiered after a Good Morning America interview with Gaga. It not only premiered on the show after the video, but it was also simultaneously shown on Jumbotrons in the middle of New York's Times Square.
I just want to say how much fun it was with a crowd of all ages sitting up there watching that Lady Gaga video.
Gaga knows how to do theatrics. And this all worked, as the song peaked at #4 on the Billboard Hot 100. As such, the next single would have shoes to fill. The second single, Do What You Want, was released on October 21st, 2013, 2 months after Applause. It's funny to look at Gaga's tweets at the time, calling out haters that said she was fat, showing pictures saying she was overweight in the meat suit, being called a reductive Madonna copy, or that Applause didn't debut at #1 compared to Katy Perry's Roar. All of these to hype up a new song. So funny. Yet, when the single came out, a music video wasn't released along with it. Nor was it released a week later like Applause did. A bit out of the ordinary for that to happen, but this wouldn't be the first time Gaga released a music video well after the single's debut.
I'm gonna marry the night.
The video To Marry the Night Off of Born This Way was released on December 1st, 2011, compared to the single's release on November 11th. Though, to be fair to the video, it was clocking in at 13 minutes and 51 seconds. So that could have meant Do What You Want's video would be released in a month or so, right? Well...
Hi everyone, it's Lady Gaga, and I thought to introduce this amazing book that Terry and I did together.
Let's talk about its production history first. Do What You Want was directed by Terry Richardson. The son of famous fashion photographer Bob Richardson, Terry took the career path of his father and has done advertising shoots for products like Marc Jacobs, Tom Ford, Supreme, and worked with magazines ranging from Rolling Stone to Vanity Fair. His portfolio has included many celebrities and politicians, and was a director of music videos.
Aisha, we've only just met, and I think you ought to know I'm a murderer.
While having directed videos since the 90s, though scarcely, it was his music video to Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball that quickly became his most well-known.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Whether you like it or not. Wrecking Ball is definitely a polarizing video to talk about, as it received a lot of publicity and controversy.
Miley Cyrus's, stop me if you've heard this before, shocking new video.
The message that they're getting is that sex is what gets you attention, and that's not a message that young girls need to be having, and it's not a message that I want my daughter learning. I really hope Miley Cyrus tones it down and lets us see her talent for what it is, instead of disguising it behind all this sex.
Miley Cyrus, Wrecking Ball!
Something right up Lady Gaga's alley. And Gaga has had history with Richardson before the video, with them co-authoring a picture book of Gaga together. And previously Richardson did shoot a video for Gaga for her Cake Like Lady Gaga snippet, which has her on her knees on sheet cake.
Posted in the trap, strapped with the AK, aiming at your fitted cap. Cake like Lady Gaga, cake like Lady Gaga, cake like Lady Gaga.
Sure. And he was also the one who shot the photo that became the artwork for the single. Okay, match made in heaven, I guess. Richardson's involvement with the music video was first announced on November 11th during the Art Rave launch party for the release of Artpop. Also announced was that the filming of the video was already completed. The music video was shot on November 3rd in an undisclosed location. An interesting detail about the video is that during a Q&A on Twitter, Lady Gaga revealed an estimate on its runtime. She said that the video would be longer than usual but run less than her Marry the Night video. As that had the runtime of nearly 14 minutes, I would think Do What You Want was planned to be at least 10 minutes long. That's a lot of footage taken for one day of shooting. On November 26, 2013, it was announced that the music video was to be released through the file-sharing website BitTorrent, with Vice collaborating. This would have been the second time a music project would debut onto BitTorrent, as Madonna's short film Secret Project Revolution premiered in September that year. This new release was planned to be part of the file-sharing site's feature called Bundle. Through it, the bundle would have consisted of the music video, pictures, a clip documenting the making of the release, and interviews with Gaga and director Richardson. In a statement by Interscope, they described the bundle as a way to explore the link between open expression and open technology, providing an inside look at the creative process with original film, music, archival content, and behind-the-scenes footage direct from artists. That is a lot of material to give the fans. The planned date of the release was in December 2013. No specific date was given, but a lot of hype was made for this video. In the undetermined amount of days leading up to the premiere, publicity stills were shown where Lady Gaga has her legs wrapped around her co-star for the video, giving the middle finger to the camera. Whatever this video was going to be, it was going to have a lot of attitude to it. But, in spite of the hype, December came and went without the video, and a new year came to take its place. Where was the video? Gaga later released a statement on her website Little Monsters that the video was delayed. Apparently the singer was only given 1 week to plan and complete it, like the video for Applause. She added that this practice was out of the ordinary for her since she preferred planning her videos over a period of time to honor her creativity. Now, a week to make a video is not new. Many music videos take that amount of time for production. However, it seems rather peculiar that the music video would even be released this late. A music video is supposed to be used to promote the song. The single dropped in October. And yes, I get it. It was probably 10 minutes long, which is long for a usual music video, especially as the song itself is around half that length. This going on for 3 months is excessive and raised a lot of questions as to what is going on with the video. And after her January 2014 post, any news about the music video's release ceased.
Our sexes tell us no lies.
By March, she released her third single, GUY, and its music video, and that was it for Artpop's videography. It appeared that Do What You Want's video was delayed indefinitely. But this did not just affect the music video. The pictures, the making of clip, the interviews with Gaga and Richardson, the entire planned BitTorrent bundle was never going to be released. This was a lot of material that was filmed and never put to use, all left to gather dust in the beautifully bejeweled vault that Lady Gaga has. And if that was the end of the story, this session of music video time would never happen. However, in June of 2014, somehow, in their own way they can find things, the television tabloid show TMZ had footage of the music video. And some behind-the-scenes footage of the shoot. Guess we have something to work with. So let's take a look at what the Shelved project looked like.
Ladies and gentlemen, TMZ is proud to present the unreleased music video of Lady Gaga's Do What You Want!
Do what you want with my
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh my God! What is he doing to her? Turn it up! Turn it up! Okay, what the hell just happened?
Where to start?
She did a whole music video for the song. It's directed by Terry Richardson and then didn't put it out.
The music video is set in a hospital as Lady Gaga requires surgery for her hip. And I guess for the rest of the video, as the title implies, people on the surgical team does what they want with her body. Already that's a bit concerning. Doctors toying with you while unconscious is a real thing and can be really scary to think about. But this isn't the first time Gaga made a controversial music video. Hell, you can easily find listicles ranking her most controversial in order. To save some time, I'm going to point out some highlights. Born This Way, for example, was so supportive of the LGBT community, it was banned in several countries. Alejandro has the singer using religious iconography and mixing it with sexual imagery. And Judas, meanwhile, do I even have to explain? With all that being said, these videos had a bit of camp to them. Tongue-in-cheek moments. Wackiness. These are not videos that one should rationally get mad at. And it should be apparent that she did all this intentionally to gain public interest.
All right, are you ready for a new stop on the blasphemy tour for Lady Gaga?
And it worked, with the Catholic League issuing a statement criticizing her for Alejandro, even calling her a Madonna copycat.
I don't like the timing, I don't like the pedigree, I don't like the copycatting of Madonna.
So what's the difference between these videos and Do What You Want?
Yeah.
Boy.
I would say it has to do with the big elephant in the room, and that is the guest singer in the song that appears in the music video.
Sounds like that medicine is starting to kick in.
Oh, hell no!
Oh boy, we're going to talk about this now. So in the song, after the first verse by Gaga, the second verse is sung by one Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known professionally as R. Kelly.
I believe I can fly.
To give a brief rundown on the guy, he is a singer and songwriter and has been considered a major proponent in the R&B genre, as he has made hits for acts like Michael Jackson and some of his own that receives acclaim and heavy sales.
R. Kelly set a chart record this year, scoring the longest-running #1 song on the R&B charts, Bump and Grind.
By 2012, he had sold 32 million copies worldwide. But, and this is very important for anyone not in the know, he is now a convicted sex offender. Since the 1990s, Kelly had faced sexual allegations, specifically having sex with underage girls. This included having an illegal marriage to singer Aaliyah when she was 15, and he was 27. In 2003, he was indicted with 21 counts of child pornography, but was acquitted in 2008. This is in spite the fact that there was videotaped evidence of the crime as a sex tape was leaked, which featured Kelly in the act with an underage girl. But the only reason why he was acquitted was because the underage victim did not identify herself as the girl in the video.
A fourth generation tape that was filled with all sorts of video noise where you couldn't identify, in my opinion, anybody.
This has been a terrible ordeal for him and his family. And at this point, all he wants to do is move forward and try to put it behind him.
How many girls does it take to get to max status, player status?
So by 2013, he was a free man and was making music for himself and appearing in other people's works, including Lady Gaga's. But why is he in the song? With all the controversies and outright reprehensible actions committed by Kelly, with the criminal trial still fresh in people's minds, how on earth did he manage to collab with anyone, let alone Lady Gaga? Well, it actually has to do with the subject matter in the song itself. While writing up songs for Artpop, Gaga found an article that was talking about her weight. She of course was angered by this and decided to take a stance against what she called shallow journalism, and thus Do What You Want was made. It's fair that Gaga would have issues with tabloids writing things about her. Anyone remember the period in her life where people thought she had a penis?
There was that rumor that you had a male appendage, that you were a hermaphrodite, and you joked about it on the stage last night.
Maybe I do.
That in of itself was referenced in a Lady Gaga video.
Told you she didn't have it. Too bad.
Anyway, after the lyrics and beat were already completed, it was suggested by one of his songwriters, DJ White Shadow, to bring Kelly on. Kelly, in the middle of finishing his 12th album, Black Panties, had a chat with Gaga over the phone and agreed to take part. Gaga herself was a longtime fan of Kelly's work. In an MTV News interview, she had this to say: "I've been living in Chicago and spending a lot of time there, and that's where R. Kelly hails from. I was working on Artpop and I wrote Do What You Want on tour. It was about my obsession with the way people view me. I've always been an R. Kelly fan, and actually it is an epic pastime in the house of Gaga that we just get up and play R. Kelly. This is a real R&B song, and I have to call the king of R&B, and I need his blessing. It was a mutual love." Mutual love, huh? I've seen milk age better than this. The inclusion of Kelly's presence is detrimental to the song, and for Gaga for that matter, as their performance of the song during SNL, for example, just distracts people from the song and is instead just so jarring and uncomfortable. Actually, it just might be more of what they were doing with each other that raised more eyebrows.
American Music Awards, hold please.
The duo later performed the song during the American Music Awards, of which Gaga played the Secretary of the President, who happened to be played by Kelly.
I want that Italian.
President R. Kelly. God, anything is possible these days. The performance ends with newspapers appearing with the headlines "Gaga is over" and "Lady Gaga is fat." The news motif was definitely a continuing theme Gaga wanted to make. But was it actually working? It just seemed to be part of the sidelines for what Gaga was going for. For a song that is very personal for her, its message seems to be really muddled and be in the back burner by the theatrics.
Who put these pictures on Instagram?
It makes me wonder if R. Kelly at any point co-opted the song and asked to make the whole thing more sexual than it should be. Weird thing to say about a Gaga song, but this subject matter seemed to be too inappropriate to make sexual. Something just didn't seem right.
You don't know who this girl is? You don't know who this girl is?
Speaking of the song, I do think it's mostly a good listen.
Do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body.
The beat is good, and of course Gaga's performance is great as well. And I completely understand the message she has. Criticizing journalism has always been a theme in music for a while. Off the top of my head, Don Henley's Dirty Laundry. It's perfectly fine to write about how bad journalism is. But then there's R. Kelly.
So let's slow it down. I could be the drink in your cup. I could be the drink in your cup.
Something's wrong. I can feel it.
When you hear lyrics from R. Kelly, such as "I can be the drink in your cup," knowing the context of his history,
do what I want with your body.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I generally do want to like this song in its entirety, but R. Kelly being here ruins it. Kelly just comes in and sabotages this otherwise competent song, and I'm starting to realize why I never heard this on the radio. With all this out of the way, what about the music video itself?
Hey, Dr. Kelly.
How's my patient?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
As previously stated, the video has Lady Gaga recuperating from hip surgery.
Yeah, I'm just worried about my hip.
This part is in reference to Gaga's actual hip problem she had. In 2012, 1 month into the Born This Way ball, Gaga had to cancel the rest of the tour due to a labral tear on her right hip that required surgery. This would have been a nice real-world reference in the music video, but that gets squandered when you know that R. Kelly is her doctor. And with all the dialogue being delivered like a porno,
I really hope you can fix it. I haven't been able to do anything.
Kelly prepares to put her under anesthesia. At this point, we could have had Bill Cosby be her physician. So with two product placements, the song begins. Other parts of the video seen are her being used and abused by Kelly and his nurses while knocked out, which includes having a lobster dinner on her body. I'm not a prude, and I know this is supposed to be humorous. The obvious dialogue being wooden like a porno.
I haven't been able to do anything.
Lobster on you. It's clear that they're trying to add the camp, but it falls flat here. Other moments include her in a room presenting herself with the walls covered in newspapers, or working out. And there is sometimes shot of Gaga wearing flannel. I have no clue about the costuming choice with this one. In fact, I'm not sure what the video was going for. Comparing tabloid and newspaper slams to being used and abused by surgeons? Is the comparison equating the two types of ethical issues? I wish there was a clear answer. Yes, the full video has never been seen to the public, but even if it was, I don't believe the message would have been apparent. There have been attempts to reconstruct whatever has been found to stitch together a music video, along with any other type of media relating to Do What You Want. Most notably, the YouTube account Gaga Land in 2021 releasing the most I've ever seen of the music video, with a lot of footage I have never seen before. But it doesn't appear the ending has ever been leaked, so it's unclear how this was going to end. I assume not well, and by my guess, at least 6 or 7 minutes of this video has never been surfaced. But what has not been leaked has still been recorded, as reportedly, the beginning of the video had this dialogue between Kelly and Gaga. Gaga asks Kelly, "Will I ever be able to walk again?" The singer replies, "Yes, if you let me do whatever I want with your body." The not-so-good doctor then adds, "I'm going to put you under, and when you wake up, you're going to be pregnant." With all these details about this music video, it's no wonder it never came out. But what if I told you R. Kelly isn't the only reason it got canceled?
That brings us to the director.
Right when they were about to do this video, Terry Richardson had a big report come out where several models said that he assaulted them while shooting them, which he denies.
Terry Richardson also had a history of sexual abuse allegations, dating all the way back to 2001. These allegations went so far to having Richardson be investigated by the NYPD for sex crimes. But it doesn't look to have gone anywhere. But the blacklisting and the blowback to all these allegations have resulted in the photographer being out of work since 2018. But again, these allegations for both Kelly and Richardson have been going on for decades. It really makes you wonder how this was ever given the all clear with two people involved with a plethora of allegations to their name.
Please welcome the amazing Tony Bennett and Lady.
So the release of the music video gets canceled and is partially leaked later on. Did Lady Gaga ever comment on the leak? It doesn't appear so. She herself seemed to have just been ignoring it and trying to figure out other ways to handle what she had with Do What You Want. Sure, it hit the charts, but it peaked at number 13 when it was released in October. And while it is yet another hit for her, compared to Applause breaking in the top 5, that is a commercial drop. One could assume that she would just be pressing on and perform the song as is, which would mean could be the drink in your cup. Life is pain. During a December episode of The Voice, Gaga was scheduled to perform the song. And it was believed that Kelly would be performing with her Do What You Want. Yippee. But instead, someone else was there to sing with her.
My bones hurt. Come on. From all the shows. Oh, yeah. But we don't feel the pain 'cause we're parole.
Having Christina Aguilera take over Kelly's role as featured artist was an absolutely great idea. Her voice complements Gaga so much.
Do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body.
Changes were made to the lyrics to be less creepy and end up sounding much better than the original version. I would say this is an absolute improvement. And thankfully, this was released as a remix at the beginning of 2014, thus eliminating the guilt of having to listen to R. Kelly. Thank God.
What you want with my body, world.
That being said, unfortunately, a music video wasn't made for this version, which would have been nice to finally see a video for this song. And what's more, in later years, Lady Gaga had divorced herself from Do What You Want. In 2019, Lifetime released a documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, which had interviews from various women talking about the abuse they suffered under the singer. This series resulted in Kelly being dropped by his label RCA, and a campaign was orchestrated to not have his music played on the radio. The blowback from Surviving R. Kelly also resulted in charges filed against him months later.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
News R. Kelly now a felon. Good evening, everyone. It's 5 o'clock.
It wasn't until 2021 when he was convicted of 9 counts, including sexual exploitations of a child, kidnapping, bribery, and sex trafficking. And while recording this video, his sentencing hasn't been carried out yet. But another consequence from the docuseries was that a week after they were shown on Lifetime, Gaga issued a statement saying she regretted working with Kelly, explaining that her thinking was explicably twisted and she had poor judgment on her creative decision. The day after her statement, the song was removed from iTunes and all streaming services. And it was not just the song being taken off of streaming, and this included nearly all the remixes made, except the Christina Aguilera remix. Not only that, future CD and vinyl pressings of Artpop do not carry the track, meaning Gaga no longer wants to be associated with this song whatsoever. And keep in mind, this is a top 20 hit for Gaga, selling well over 1 million copies in the US alone. To completely divorce yourself from a song in your discography is a big deal and something I have never seen with a song this high caliber, but I do understand why. Gaga wants nothing to do with Kelly. No one should give him the time of day. This could be a piece of media that may never be seen in its entirety, at least officially. And that just may be for the best. If this did come out that fateful December, this could have very well damaged Gaga's reputation. Maybe not something that she could ever live down. So this never being released was the best option, but one does have to wonder, how bad was this going to be? If there is any light at the end of this deep and depressing tunnel, it's this. I believe this experience changed Gaga and how she would later make music videos. While looking through videos made after Artpop, they seem to be devoid of any real controversial aspects in them.
I promised I...
That doesn't mean that it made her videos bad or boring. They're still good in their own way, but she no longer seems to be causing controversy anymore. Maybe it's because some of her themes are more accepted now, but in general, she's definitely not trying to piss off any community of sorts. If anything, I think Gaga learned from the experience and grew from it.
Won't go to Harlem in diamonds and pearls.
Post Artpop, she has sung with Tony Bennett, been nominated for 3 Academy Awards, one being for an acting role, and opened up about her own abuse she had. An overall powerful moment in Lady Gaga's life to admit that she went through a terrible time in her life that really speaks volumes in how much she has progressed.
Rain on me.
And most importantly, she is still making hits and maintaining her unique aesthetics for her videos that will always be a sight to see. Basically what I'm saying is, the Lady Gaga of now would never have made Do What You Want, especially its music video. So, would the music video ever see the light of day? Probably not. With R. Kelly's sentencing in May, of which he faces up to life in prison, I doubt anyone would want to see his mug ever again. And besides, it's all up to Gaga on whether or not we will ever see what she recorded back in 2013. And frankly, Stephanie, do what you want. It's your video, your decision. But until then, thanks for your time.
Lady Gaga.